Okay, part two. So let's break this down in sessions as far as how I rank everything. Let's start with embarkation. Embarkation, I will give it a 10 out of 10 because it wasn't that many people in there, and everybody was pretty much already was on there like that morning. So all the afternoon people, it was not as bad. We weren't waiting in no lines. It was so easy to get in and out once we got out. So I give it a 10 as far as embark trying to get in, get your stuff. You walk in, they check your bags, and then you go, you give them your passport, you give them your ID. They take that information, they put it in there, they give you your key right then and there. You don't have to worry about going to the door to go get it. They give you your keys immediately, and that's it. When it came to taking our bags, it didn't take that long for us to get our bags. Bags came pretty quickly, they were already on it. By the time I left and came back from walking around and being lost, I my bags were there. So embarkation was great. Exportation, if you are carrying your bags, it may take a little bit because if you carrying your stuff out, it might take a little bit because a lot of people, that's what they did. It was more people that had their bags leaving than people that waited and let them take their bags. It was actually more convenient to just let them take your bag. When you go downstairs, after you get out, and they scan your face, your bags are sitting there. You just have to find your bag. That's just it. You just got to find your bag. And that wasn't too bad either because we walked around. Our bags were where we literally could see them. So it wasn't like you couldn't see your bags. They were just out. They were just sitting there. So then they had everything stacked up. Just make sure that you print out. If you're going to have more than one bag, print out and make sure they're attached to your bags. So that I would say was pretty good. If you wanted them to take your bags out for you, then yeah, you had to pay for that, but that was fine. As far as the drinks and everything, do you need the drink package? It's their drink package is way cheaper than all these others. It's way cheaper. But do you need it? No. Mm-mm. Most of the drinks are like between $11 to $13. So, and some of them are like 15. So between 11 and 15, typical like if you go to the club. So if you're not somebody that's really a drinker, you can just pretty much just put that on your tab. Do they accept cash? No, they do not. That all comes out on your credit card. If you have a debit card, they are, of course, like any cruise, they're going to hold at least $300 of your money. And if you go over that, I hate it when you go home because if you got bills to pay, you're going to be screwed. Get you a credit card. Credit card would be your best bet. I spent about $577. But that was because I thought originally I had paid for the internet package, but I didn't. Well, I called about it, but they didn't ever charge me for it. And then I got there, had to pay $206 for the internet, and then I paid $79 for both of the excursions that I did in Mexico and Jamaica. So all of that is on your card. And then whatever drinks you get, whatever specialties you get, like specialty dining and all of that, if you don't pay for that up front, then yes, it's going on your card. So, but that wasn't bad. But that was only because, like I said, I had 2 excursions. Then gratuities was $140, which is way cheaper than Carnival was. Carnival's was almost 200. It was like 206. Yeah, it was 206. So yeah, their gratuities are way cheaper. The drinks were good, I have to say. I had a coffee martini and a chocolate martini. They were good. When it comes to the excursions, oh, they are good about that because the one thing they did, they put us in groups. And we were in one place and everybody was in different groups. And so when they said this group leaves, they were pretty much on it. When it came to making sure to let us know what time we had to be back, they always told us 30 minutes before. Even though we weren't supposed to be back till 4, they told us to be back by 3:30. They weren't playing about that. And one thing about the excursions that we went on, and all of them, as far as Cozumel, Montego Bay, and the Grand Caymans, they made sure they had you back on time. They made doubly sure they had you back. I enjoyed the dolphins. The dolphins was phenomenal in Montego Bay. The food was good. We did get to go to the beach. We didn't get to do the stingrays though, because they said that was what we were supposed to do. We didn't do the stingrays. I don't know why we didn't, but we didn't. But that was fine. The dolphin thing was enough. And there were different parts of dolphin things that you could do in that. And you cannot, in Dolphin Cove, you cannot take pictures. As for Cozumel, Cozumel is expensive. If you stay in Cozumel, don't go to the actual anything that is traveling as far as resorts and things like that. As far as going to any of the stuff that's by the resort, go outside of the resort. It is cheaper to get your tequila outside of the resort. So if you can go out of the resort and get it, then you get it. But going and doing the actual excursions where you get to go to the tequila thing, yeah, it is fun. But yeah, but I think the passion fruit, that one, and the chocolate one was probably the best ones out of the tequila that I actually liked. As for the tequila with nothing in it, it was the number 3. Number 2 and 3 were good, but yeah, it was like $85, and then one of them was like $300 something. Like, no, I'm not paying that much for tequila. I'm not paying that much for tequila. I don't drink like that no way. As for Grand Caymans, I did not get off because there's no port to get on Grand Caymans. You're gonna be in a boat, and the way that water was rocking that morning, I wasn't going out there because I would have motion sickness all the way off the boat. And if you are a solo traveler and you've never been to Grand Caymans, you might want to do your research before you get off there to go do any excursions. Now, if you're doing excursions, it's one thing because you're gonna be with a bunch of people. But when you're by yourself and you're a solo traveler, make sure you do your research and find out where you're gonna go, because I don't know exactly where they drop you off at. I don't know, but I know it wasn't nowhere near the beach, and you would have had to pay. So I would say that if you don't really have money like that, don't get off the boat. Just enjoy the boat. That's what I did. I enjoyed the boat, and I walked around. I still did not find the gym. Was looking for it, couldn't find it. But overall, as for performances wise, the performances were great. The last performance, one of them did kind of mess up a little bit because they were trying to sing the song Caribbean Cream, and that's a hard song to sing. So, but they did good other than that. But other than that, the food was good. The food, I would give it 8.5 out of 10, but it was pretty good, I must say. But the staff was definitely a 10 out of 10. They were phenomenal. The performances were, I would say, 9 out of 10, I would say. But overall, I had a good time. But that boat shocks you. That boat is not what you expected in any way, shape, or fashion. It ain't. It's going to shock you. That boat shocked the daylights out of me. It was nothing like I expected at all. But the only minor things that I would say, like I said earlier, is just them getting a new heating, air conditioning systems. As far as thermostats, they need to change that out. One thing I will say is if you go around January, understand it's going to be windy and it's going to be cold. Please don't forget your jacket. I forgot mine. Don't forget yours. Don't forget your jacket. Make sure you carry something that is going at night, that's going to be a sweater, because you're going to need it. It's cold. It wasn't cold when we first left. It was warm when we left. It was cold when we got back. So it was really like on the way back that it started getting cold. And when we were on our way to Grand Cayman, that's when it started getting cold, when we were out there. But other than that, it was nice. But just make sure you carry an umbrella. Make sure you carry just your stuff, just to be prepared. Other than that, I had a great time. I had a phenomenal time and met some great people. So in the end, like I said, if you somebody that just want to chill, family reunions, couples, older people, you just want to vibe and you just want to have an experience, then that's what Margaritaville is, an experience. But it's going to surprise you because it's nothing like you expect. It's not. It's a boat that is full of surprise.